Alright, hello everybody, welcome back. So today is the mid-season for Season 16. And in addition to the regular patch notes, we've also got a fair-sized blog here. I mean, it's not a regular dev blog, it's just talking about the changes. So let's go over this before we look at the regular balance patch notes. So Season 16 is here with updates, magic, celebrations, and serious combo of style and substance. Choose your fighter in a hard-hitting collab, and join Doki Watch with a magical mythic weapon skin. Then revisit another Overwatch Classic era in the latest throwback event, and don't miss out on our Month of Pride 2025 filled with a lot of heart. Let's get to it. I didn't realize there was a Classic event this season too, so that's interesting. I figured they would have pushed that back instead of having it clash with the open of Stadium. Alright, so Stadium report. Stadium finally opened, and Heroes, you answered the call. With 7.8 million hours logged during launch week? Wow. Stadium quickly became the most played mode in Overwatch 2, surpassing quick play and competitive. Over 2.3 million matches were played, 206 million items were picked, and a jaw-dropping 900 billion Stadium cash earned in a single week. We love to see it. Beginning with the addition of Freya this mid-season, Heroes will join Stadium more frequently. Beginning with the addition of Freya this mid-season. Okay, so Freya is being added to Stadium today? That came out of nowhere. I knew they said they were adding multiple at the start of each season. I didn't know we were getting them at the mid-season, so that's kind of cool. And because the best way to play is with more heroes and friends, from May 20th to June 22nd, we're giving away an epic loot box when you buddy up and battle it out in 2 Stadium games with a friend or group in the Better Together challenge. All you have to do is complete the games, but wins count as 2, so become OP together and you'll only need 1 game to score the loot. Remember, Stadium isn't here to replace quick play and competitive. It's here to expand on what Overwatch can be. More heroic. More strategy, more ways to forge your victory. In Season 17 and beyond, there will be Stadium Trials, a quest-style system that will introduce random objectives and bonus rewards. Plus, we'll be debuting Payload Race, a new mode with 2 new maps to ramp up the action and race to the finish chaos. A payload race. That's... I'm going to have to play it, but from the name, that sounds like a nightmare. Because you'd kind of have to split your team between pushing your payload versus stopping their payload. So that could potentially be very toxic if it's what it sounds like. And just to note some confusion we've heard, the 2 new maps are not Kings Row or Route 66. They are completely new payload race maps set in those iconic locations. Additionally, you'll be able to import and export builds so you can bring your best loadout to every match. That is a great change. And we're exploring an unranked version of Stadium with cross-play support so more friends can join the fun no matter what platform they play on. Check out our Stadium Reddit, past, present. Okay, I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Okay, so we got a little bit of a roadmap here. So Season 16 for Stadium, Freya is added today. Was not expecting that at all. Season 17, new quality of life, bug fixes. So we're getting Junkrat, Sigma, and Zenyatta on the next season. And then we're getting Esperanza push and Samoa control. We're adding unranked crossplay, share and save your builds, new all-star rewards, custom games, more example builds. And then Season 18, Sojourn Winston Brig, new Route 66 in London maps, new game mode, payload race, Stadium Trials feature, new all-star reward, endorsements. Okay, I love how quickly they're pushing out the content and updates for Stadium. I do not understand how it's going to take 2 full seasons to add endorsements. That's kind of weird. Season 19 and beyond. New heroes every season, new China map, draft mode feature, consumables, item system upgrades, and more. So that seems like a lot of content that was left from the PvE planning. But I don't know about the consumables, but the rest of this I love. I'm just confused on why the endorsements would take so long. Mythical Mythical Merciful Magitech Mercy Weapon Skin. Unleash more Doki Watch magic on the battlefield. Let your healing shine, your kindness inspire, and your plays sparkle with life. Because even in her absence from Heroes of the Heart, the spirit of mercy endures. The Merciful Magitech Mythic Weapon, that's a mouthful, channels the souls of Elios, the hamster of benevolence, and reimagines Mercy's Caticus staff and blaster through the radiant lens of Magitech might. Rescued after a daring escape, Elios now... Is that how you say that? I mean, Elios is the map, so it's maybe Elios? I don't know. Kindness, healing, and hope to those heroes who still stand against woe. When you're defending your team, this charming companion with your weapon ensures that Mercy Hero of Heart legacy lives on in every beam, every boost, and every act of compassion. Customize the Mythic Merciful Magitech Weapon Skin across 4 magical tiers. So that's just a description of it. We'll probably see a picture down here at some point. The Merciful Magitech Mythic Weapons. I'm not going to keep repeating that. I'm just going to say the weapon skin is enchanted love letter to all of you who have chosen to heal, protect, and lift your team through the hardest fights. It's available starting now, so let your light shine with Elios by your side. Overwatch 2 X Street Fighter 6. Round 1, fight. The worlds of Overwatch 2 and Street Fighter 6 collide in an explosive crossover, complete with knockout skins and signature moves and a collab that really packs a punch. 8 heroes have been transformed, each embodying the spirit of a Street Fighter 6 icon. Stepping into the ring, we've got legendary Juno as Chun-Li, Kiriko as Juri, Widowmaker as Cammy, Hanzo as Ryu, Zenyatta as Dawson, 60 Soldier as Guile. Is it Guile or Gilly? I've heard both. I've never been a big Street Fighter person. Winston as Blanca, plus Epic Sigma as Bison. Choose your fighter and or your bundle with the Ultra Bundle, Mega Bundles 1 and 2, or Hero individual skins available in the shop. Then complete event challenges to earn exclusive cosmetics and showcase your fighting spirit. If you're looking to channel Psycho Power or send Hadouken-like arrows, this collab is your chance. Read more in the blog. And then KO the competition from May 20th to June 2nd. I mean, some of the skins do look great here. The only one on here I honestly don't like is the Winston. The rest of them look good. I mean, I get why you chose Blanca for Winston, but they should have done more with his face. Because everyone else in here really looks the part. But this just looks like default Winston and you just dyed his fur. They really should have changed his facial expressions to be more aggressive. Overwatch Classic, October 2020 patch. October 2020. Okay. Overwatch Classic returns with the fan favorite October 2020 patch. Give 6v6 chaos, returning balance updates, and fantastic team play meta vibes. This limited time mode resurrects original role queue pacing and iconic hero rework, so expect tank duos and team fights that demand skilled coordination. Baptiste, faster shots and increased heals. His primary fire now hits harder with snappier recovery and even more healing to keep your team alive and kicking. Brig is buffed back into the fray. Increased base health makes Brig sturdier than ever, ready to hold the line and a true frontline brawler. May, chill, freeze, repeat. May now regens ammo during cryo freeze and can throw up ice walls more often, turning defense into the best offense. Symmetra has stronger shields, stronger hold. Symmetra's base boost gives her extra staying power when locking down space. Widowmaker, base health adjustment brings Widow into sharper focus, refining her high-risk reward balance without dulling her edge. Complete challenges to earn cosmetics and commemorate the classic era and show off your skill whether you're a veteran reliving glory or a new hero discovering it for the first time. The Overwatch Classic October 2020 patch event runs from May 20th to June 2nd, so step into the time machine while it lasts. Show your pride. Join the celebration of identity, community, and heroes just like you as Pride returns to Overwatch 2 this June. Pride 2025 is a moment to reflect, express, and commemorate everyone who makes our world and our game stronger. This event is about standing proud and honoring our diverse community. So we'll be celebrating our heroes, players, and stories with heartfelt touches, creative moments, and spaces to be exactly who you are. You belong here, and we're proud to fight by your side. So get ready to show off your colors, share your love, and battle with pride as we celebrate all month long. Be sure to check back for more details in our upcoming Pride blog. Wow, this was a long one. Okay, so this is the last section. Play like Palace Royals. Step into the storybook with Palace Royals Mega Bundles available in the shop from June 3rd to 22nd. And be sure to bring drama and romance to every battle. Royal Princess Mercy leads the cast in a look that blends healing grace with regal beauty, and Royal Butler Lifeweaver brings elegance and poise, sweeping allies to safety. Plus, Royal Prince Lucio and Royal Archer Hanzo bring bold color and charm to their royal themes. These skins are Fairy Tale Collection fit for heroes who want to fight like royalty and look like it too. I'm not going to lie, when I saw the season trailer at the start, I thought the Lifeweaver and Hanzo skins were going to have to do with the Gundam, because those look kind of similar to the school uniforms, if I remember, from Gundam Wing, if I remember right, but I could be wrong. I hadn't watched that since I was a kid. From stadium updates and brawling in Street Fighters to lighting up the battlefield with Helios or reliving the glory days, the back half of Season 16 is packed with reasons to log in, squad up, and play your way. There's sure to be something for every hero to keep the magic alive, so we'll see you in-game. I mean, that's an understatement. There is so much stuff packed into the second half of this season that I'm genuinely kind of shocked. Was not expecting Freya to already be put in Stadium. Forgot the Pride event was coming. Did not know there was an Overwatch Classic event coming. Was not expecting a second crossover in the same season. I mean, we just had the Gundam one, and now we've got Street Fighter. I mean, they went all in on this season. So hopefully that's a good sign that they're going to keep doing it moving forward and that it wasn't just a one-time thing. But great updates here. All right, so now we can move on to the regular patch notes, which is, I imagine, what a lot of people were here for anyway. Overwatch 2 retail patch notes, May 20, 2025. Midseason is bursting with style, celebration, and surprises as Season 16 continues. Choose your... okay, so this is just going over a lot of the stuff that was in the other blog, talking about the collab and the skin. So we'll go ahead and skip through those. Yeah, we'll start at the general updates. Player report tool. Players can now receive an instant notification if a player is already actioned. Prior to this feature, for the reporting player that had already been banned or suspended would not result in any additional information. The instant reporting feedback feature will immediately inform the player of the fact that the banned or suspended players have been actioned when they are reported. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't really change anything with the system itself. I guess it just improves the feedback so people have more of a sense of accomplishment for getting a cheater or rager banned. So that's fine, I guess. Hero updates. Hazard. Developer comments. Hazard's slower climbing fits his lumbering tank fantasy, but it was a point of friction when trying to chase down or escape from enemies. So we're speeding up how quickly he can vault over a ledge. Additionally, we're boosting Anarchic Zeal's lifesteal as the current value wasn't effective enough. So just straight up buff. Ledge climb animation reduced from 0.6 to 0.4. Spike Guard's lifesteal is increased from 25 to 40. I honestly don't know if that was needed or not. I don't see anybody playing Hazard recently. Which honestly is kind of odd because he didn't really get nerfed. It's more like the people who are going to play that playstyle anyway would prefer Doom. So I think it's just the fact that there's too much overlap between his playstyle and Doomfist playstyle that there's really not a reason for most people to pick him. I don't think it's going to be an issue of tweaking numbers. I think they might end up having to rework him at some point. Reinhardt. Fire Strike Ability 2. Projectile speed increased from 25 to 30 meters per second and recovery time reduced from 0.63 to 0.45. That's an interesting buff. What? Well, I mean, it's just the travel speed. So, I mean, that's fine. I like it. I don't really see a downside to it. And the recovery time lets you be a little bit more aggressive with it if you're going to double Fire Strike. So, I'm fine with that. What? Only 2 tank changes? That's unusual. Let me think. Ball's fine, Queen's fine. Diva Zarya are still running the counter watch game, but a lot of people are playing Stadium now, so I don't think it's been as oppressive. Sigma's fine, Ramatra's fine, Malga, Hog. Honestly, I could have seen a few buffs to Hog. But yeah, there's really nothing major on the tank lineup that stands out. So yeah, game is surprisingly balanced at the moment. DPS, Freya. Freya's continued to climb in win rate now that players have become accustomed to her kit. We are partially reverting the quick dash cooldown to reduce her airtime and frequency of explosive bolts. Quick dash cooldown increased from 3.5 to 4 seconds. That is probably the most useless change they could have made. Yeah, that's not going to affect anything. Freya is still going to be dominating with anybody who has decent tracking. So, yeah, that's just a pointless change. So they'll end up nerfing her again at some point. Genji, ammo reduced from 30 to 24 and projectile speed increased. Okay. I shouldn't have laughed so early. I saw the ammo reduction. I was having flashbacks to, what was it, Season 1 or Season 2 of Overwatch 2, where they just randomly started nerfing Genji. So trade-off, less ammo for more accurate shots. That's a fine change. Hanzo. Stormbow, primary fire, draw time reduced. That's good. Sonic Disruption, health pack hack time increased from 12 to 30. I still hate both of his minor perks. The hack is so stupid. The benefit of the Sonic Arrow is being able to identify your opponent's position and line up a shot. Nobody should be wasting their Sonic Arrow to hack a health pack. And then the other option to make it the Scatter Arrow, the damage has been nerfed on it so much that even if you land every single arrow out of it, it still does less damage than your normal Storm bow. I mean, not Storm bow, but the Storm Arrow. So both of them are nerfs. I still would like the option to just skip both of his minor perks and go straight to the major perk, because they both suck. So yeah, I mean, at least they're trying, but I don't like that. I do like the draw time reduction, though. It's not much, but it's something. Pharah, drift thrusters, movement speed while using barrage is reduced. Concussion implosion, distance pulled reduced. I mean, I haven't seen that many Pharahs, so I'm not sure what rank she was an issue to receive nerfs, but those are fine. Reaper. Dire Trigger's major perk. Recovery time reduced from 0.7 to 0.5. That's fine. Soldier. Stim Pack. Anti-heal removed. Now deals 75 self-damage on use. Is now activated by using Weapon Swap. What? Is now activated by using Weapon Swap. So I'm guessing they separated it from his normal heal pack. But are they going to still be on the same cooldown, or are you going to be able to use both? Because if you're able to use the stim pack and the healing station simultaneously, then that 75 damage means nothing. Did they say anything in the comments? Stimpack's button mapping made it difficult to activate, especially in combat. Binding it to Weapon Swap improves the control scheme, and removing the anti-heal makes it less punishing to use. Yeah, that doesn't say anything about if they're sharing a cooldown. But if it's on a different button, I'm assuming they're not sharing the cooldown, so that just made Soldier broken. Because, previously you were having to wait until you were in a perfect position, out of line of sight of the enemy, before you popped it, otherwise you would explode. But you'd be able to just use it off cooldown every time with this setup, so that's interesting. Sombra, Translocator. Fade-in time increased from 0.15 to 0.3. Stealth reveal duration on taking damage increased from 1 to 1.3. How are we still nerfing Sombra when she is the highest banned character ever since hero bans were added? That's just funny. Ban her in every competitive game and then just keep throwing on nerfs. That's funny. Widowmaker, primary fire, maximum spread reduced from 3 to 2 degrees. Damage increased from 13 to 14. Venom Mine's bonus damage increased from 50% to 100%. Sure? I mean, as long as they're not reverting her maximum range for the headshot back to what it was before, then I really don't care what they do with Widow. I'm fine with her being able to one-shot as long as she's in the within close enough range to be countered. As long as we don't go back to her one-shotting from across the map, then I really don't care what else they change. Support. Iari, solar rifle, secondary fire, range increased from 15 to 20 meters. I mean, that's just a flat-out good change. I still think the best thing they could do for Iari was actually put in the changes that were in the April Fool's mode to where she heals with the rifle and then damages with the beam. Would be the best change they could do, but I mean, at least they're increasing the range on it. Lifeweaver. Healing Blossom, primary fire, auto charge rate increased by 25%. That's fine. Super Bloom, the number of hits to trigger reduced. So they're just continuously buffing Lifeweaver's damage. He's going to end up being a second Moira at this rate. And that's it on the regular changes, but then we've got more Stadium updates. Stadium is actually the main thing I've been playing. Let me think. There definitely need to be nerfing Reaper. Are there any more standouts? Reinhardt could use a nerf. Zarya, it depends on the matchup. I'm going to guess Reinhardt nerf, Diva buff, Reaper nerf, Moira nerf are going to be my guesses here. So let's take a look. Mercy Roll now triggers when the disparity between teams is at 10,000 or more, down from 15,000. That's fine. Round completion cash. We've added a system where players are granted additional boost to their round completion cash in rounds that end with players on both teams having lower than the intended amounts. This is additional cash that will be equivalent for every player. I didn't even know there was a system to give additional cash, much less balancing it, so that's interesting. Oh wow, Reinhardt gets a lot of changes. Smashing power, reduced movement speed per stack to 1% down from 2, reduced lifesteal per stack from 3% down from 5, increased maximum stacks up 10 from 5, reduced duration to 2 seconds. That's fine, so they're just nerfing the lifesteal melee build. To me, my friends, increased healing based on max life to 4%, up from 3%. That's fine. Wilhelm Wagon, decreased healing from damage mitigated to 5%. I didn't even know that was a power, honestly. Rocket Strike, decreased fire strike projectile speed to 25%, down from 50%. Decreased ability power to 10%, down from 20%. So that's a good change, because the fire strike build was definitely annoying to deal with. I got one shot by a fire strike not long ago. Chimera's Maul, rare hero ability item. Decreased ability power to 5%, down from 10%. So minor nerfs to his melee lifesteal build, and significant nerfs to the Fire Strike build, so fine with that. Freya. Okay, so this is just the full list of Freya stuff. Wow. I don't really want to read all that, but added to Stadium Hero roster, Cyclone Power, new Stadium Power. When you use Updraft, take aim bolt at your crosshair. So you don't have to scope in, it just automatically fires a take aim when you updraft at whatever you're looking at. That's a double-edged sword. Seeker Point, new Stadium Power. When take aim bolt sticks in an enemy, automatically fires 3 additional crossbow shots at them, dealing 66 reduced damage. Seismic Shot, new stadium power. Take aim, explodes in a radius, increased by 33%. Double this if bolt is stuck to a target. Thread the Needle, take aim bolts pierce enemies. Additional explosions deal 66% reduced damage. Deep Pockets, when you use an ability, restore 50% of your max ammo. I like that one. Forager, for 2 seconds after using Quick Dash, Rev Draw Crossbow hits heal you for 3%. Peak Performance, while firing the crossbow, your fall speed is decreased by 80%, so just even more airtime without having to be scoped in. Redux, Rev Draw Crossbow hits against targets stuck by Take Aim, Bolt, or Bola Shot. Reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 5% and refunds and ammo. Valiadu, every 5th redraw crossbow shot fires an additional 2 bolts in a spread that deal reduced damage. That's kind of odd. That's very odd, actually, because you want to be playing at either mid or long range with her, so the spread bolts, I mean, I guess it's good to have as like a back, I don't know, that's it, because, yeah, that's no benefit to that. That's just a bad one. Huh. Next, after using Updraft, your next take aim while airborne fires a Bola Shot that deals 60% reduced damage instead of an explosive bolt. Okay, so that's going to be a very good one, because you can constantly force the enemy team to pull together. Especially since they're adding Junkrat at the start of next season. That's going to be nasty. Where every 8 seconds you can force them into a small group with a Junkrat. That's going to be fun. So Cooked. Bola Shot's damaging zone deals 50% more damage and lingers for 3 seconds. Oh, so there's just going to be a full Bola build. That actually sounds like fun. Lingers for 3 seconds. Bola Shot eliminations count towards bounty hunting. Updraft launches a wind blast towards your crosshair, knocking back enemies and dealing 40 damage. I'm curious on the range on that one. Tracker Tag, 30% max ammo. When take aim bolts stick to an enemy, increase your attack speed by 20% for 3 seconds. Slipstream, 25 health, 5% weapon, 25% dash distance. Portable Zipline, 15% weapon power. Eliminations reset both charges of quick dash cooldown. That's a good one. Windwalker Boots, 25 health, 5% cooldown, 20% updraft height. Magnetic Maelstrom, 50% ability power. Bola Shots pulls in enemies even when it misses. Yeah, I'm just going to make a full Bola build the first time I play her. Hunter's Mark, new hero, 25 health. Enemies with a bounty of 75 or more are revealed to you within 40 meters. Eliminating them grants 250 additional stadium cash. Wow, so she's literally farming the bounties for cash. That's nice lore-wise. 25 health, 100% take aim slowed momentum duration. Okay. Tourniquet 25 health. After using Updraft, reset Quick Dash and gain 50 over health for 5 seconds. Updraft is what, an 8-second cooldown? And so you can just, so for over half of the fight, you have an extra 50 over health. Okay. 50 health, take aim bolt, sticks, and explosions slow enemies by 30%, but takes a second longer to load. Okay, that was a lot to cover. Wait. That's it on the heroes? No Reaper change. Why? He is so broken. There's a reason he has such a high win rate. Soldier, reduced increased explosion damage to 15% down from 25. That's fine. General items. Increased costs. There's not too many. We'll go ahead and cover them. Champion's Kit, increased cost to 14,000 up from 13,500. Decreased ability power to 35 down from 40. So double nerf on the Champion's Kit, which is fine. That one was very generalized. The Closer, increased cost. Oh, wait, so they're all just increasing costs. Increased. Okay, here's another actual change. Multi-tool, decreased cooldown reduction to 5% down from 10% and increased ability power. Probably a good change. Anything that reduces your cooldown, especially by 10%, which stacks with other things, is a little broken. Decreased cost. Increased life after reviving to 250 up from 200. Now gives 100 over health every time you respawn instead of just at the start of round. Okay, so That's good. I never picked that just because it was a waste. So having extra hover health at the start of every fight makes it a lot more useful. Adrenaline shot increased health to 25 and then increased the cost. And we got several bug issues fixed. General fixed an issue where challenges were not progressing when queued as a specific role. Fixed graphical error that caused flashing for certain heroes on consoles. Hero bugs. Doomfist fixed an issue where Doomfist was able to continue charging his punch through an accretion stun. Didn't know about that one. Iyari fixed an issue where the Captive Sun ultimate would not explode after a deflect. Mercy fixed an issue where the Resurrect could complete and spawn if spawn timer was reached. I have not had that happen, but I've seen that in several YouTube videos and just funny watching people rage over that. A bunch of bugs in Stadium fixed. Fixed visual issue causing the rank progress bar to show incorrect. Issue with competitive title rewards displaying wrong. Fixed an issue with Zarya not working with Codebreaker. Fixed an issue with the Mercy rule would activate inconsistently. That's good because we have come across that one several times. Fixed an issue with Mercy's first responder power. Fixed an issue where the armory could load in an incomplete state. That's probably the one that my friend Kyle's been having. Fixed an issue where the Better Together challenge was not tracked for Diva players under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where the Better Together challenge was not counting towards MVP or Star of the Show challenges. Well, the Better Together challenge just went live. How do we already have a bug fix for that? Because it literally went live an hour ago. That's weird. Fixed an issue that occurs when Soldier uses the On Me power with both Vishkar and Condenser mods together. Fixed an issue that occurs when Junker Queen uses both Reckoner's Roar power and Cyber Venom mod. Fixed an issue where when Ana uses Comfy Cloud and Dreamy powers. Fixed an issue where Mei uses both Colder power and Cyber Venom mod. Issue with Freya's animation while holding down her secondary fire. Issue with Mercy's equivalent exchange mod that has now been re-enabled. Issue with Genji's Deflectabot power that has now been re-enabled. Fixed an issue with Moira's empowering you power would not play hit markers on the buff. That's fixed an issue with Zarya's hybrid battery that would reset energy to 0 when sold. So, nothing too unexpected on this whole patch notes. Biggest thing for me is no Reaper changes is a shock on Stadium. Honestly, that's the only thing that stands out to me. The rest of this is all fine. Again, the game is probably the most balanced I've ever seen it at the moment. So, yeah. Looking forward to seeing how Freya does in Stadium. Going to try out the Classic event for October 2020. And, yeah, looks like it's going to be fairly exciting for the second half of the season. And that's going to be it for this video. Y'all have a good one.